Have you ever shared some good news and watched someone smiling at you, but you get this feeling that they're not really smiling for you? And they say all the right things. I'm so happy for you. Congratulations. Or I'm so proud of you. But behind the compliment, there's no real warmth. And real talk, they weren't around to help you get there. So you know that there's no real support when you actually needed it. So if you've ever felt that someone close to you doesn't actually like you or maybe even resents your progress, this video is for you. Because if you have to even ask yourself this question, do they like me? You probably already know the answer. And this is someone you have to watch more closely. Or if you're like me, take 2 whole steps back from. Because here's the truth. They don't have to like you if you like you. If you pour into yourself and know not only how to move, but when to move in silence, there's not a thing they can do to block your growth. Now, I don't believe we're living in times where you can be completely clueless. As a feminine woman, as a beautiful woman, you have to know how to read the people around you better. So I'm going to share 5 things or 5 signs that a person doesn't like you. The first is they praise your wins, but they never helped you get there. I'm thinking of a relative when I say this who recently told me how proud of me she was. But let me just say, she's never even given me one tip on how to succeed in this area or offered me encouragement as I made my way. And this is an older person. There are people who are loud when it's time to celebrate. But these are the same people, whether it's your friend, your uncle, your sister, your auntie, your neighbor, they're silent when you're on the grind. They're the ones who will watch the single mother hustle to pick up her child up from school, but they have nothing to say. When it's graduation time, however, they have all the congratulations in the world to give. They're so proud and blah, blah, blah. Did they ever say, look, $50 for gas, or I know of a safe babysitter, or let me buy your child a book bag for the school year? But let that child get into a good high school or get a scholarship for college, and they have the most to say. And I think people like this will say, you're doing amazing, but they can't be bothered to share resources or give advice, as I said before, or pick up the phone during the process. And I think you and I know that this isn't support, it's more or less performance. It's one thing if a person doesn't have the ability to help. It's another to withhold what they know because they don't want to help or they don't want you to surpass them. Number 2, you hear them comparing you behind your back, and you didn't even know you were in a competition. I'm an only child. All of my cousins have siblings, but I can tell you that on more than one occasion, I've heard my cousins' parents compare me to them. When you're doing well, to me, it's like, how is this supposed to make the other person feel? This kind of stuff absolutely poisons relationships, especially ones that are developing. On the opposite end, if they're doing better than you, quote unquote, it's also going to affect the relationship, because if someone is constantly bringing up other people in contrast to you, they don't see you as an individual to support, period. They see you as someone to rank. And they're indirectly telling you that you're the competition. Number 3, they don't seem happy when you're happy. I think this one is obvious in terms of knowing when someone doesn't like you. You share a win and their face drops. Maybe they say the right words, but the tone is flat. Or worse, they immediately pivot the conversation back to themselves. So you share something, a win, and they may or may not acknowledge it. And it's like, whoosh, it's back to them. that is not a glitch, that's a sign, because people, they don't like you in the sense that they will tolerate your wins, but they're not going to celebrate them. My fourth on my notes is they don't encourage you. Instead, they discourage you when you're down. Maybe you're looking for a job and they're now always bringing up how work is going, or they're going shopping, or they're remodeling their bedroom. Basically, they bring up things to make you feel bad. You're looking for a job, they don't have any suggestions in terms of your job search. You're going through it, you're sick, maybe your relationship is at a shaky period. You call, or maybe they call, and you're expecting comfort from a friend because they're checking in. But somehow when the call ends, you're feeling worse. Or they know you just went through a breakup, for example, and instead of supporting you, they're talking about how well their relationship is going. That is not care, that's cruelty. And it's not even covert, it's clear as day. I think that in many situations, when we look back in hindsight, we tell ourselves that we should have known. Because the truth is, the signs are always there when a person doesn't like you. If we're paying attention, and if we're not busy trying to be liked by them, I think that ties a lot of people up. They so want to be liked by the other person that they're not giving themselves a full chance to observe the other person's behavior towards them. Number 5, they only show up when you're up. When you're paying the bill, you're hosting the party, you're the one planning the girls' trip to the spa, they're front row and center, but let shit hit the fan, get sick, want some quiet time, suddenly they're gone. These are, I would call them, conditional companions, people who are only concerned or connected to the version of you that's performing well. Not the full you, not the you that can sometimes feel down and may want a pep talk. They don't have time for that. Their mantra is, and I'm thinking of the song, Don't Be Tardy for the Party. If there's no party or brunch or night out, don't look for them. If you're in quiet mode and not introducing them to your network, then they're looking elsewhere. There's many situations, but my point is, if a person only has time for you when you're up and has no use for you otherwise, they don't like you. They like how you benefit their life, and that's about it. And I think knowing isn't enough. Although it's painful when you realize someone doesn't actually like you like that, when they're already part of your circle in some way, you can't fix it because you're not in charge of how other people really feel. But you can change how it affects you. And this is by being your biggest fan. So I'm going to flip the script, so to speak, and I'm going to share how to be your biggest fan. The first thing is by practicing self-love. When you notice the silence or the side eye, don't internalize it, don't question, don't wonder if you should move differently or say something differently. Instead, know that you deserve real support and give it to yourself first. So that might mean pulling back. That will mean sharing less. The more internal support you give yourself, the less you'll need external validation or external permission from others to celebrate yourself. The second thing is you have to do, in terms of self-growth and I would say personal development, is quietly invest in your own growth. Move in silence. Focus more on building than broadcasting. Get the new job. Take the course. Go to therapy. Start the gym routine. I know summer's almost done, but the gym routine could be started at any time. Whenever I run into someone who hasn't seen me in a while, they always tell me that I look good. And part of it, I'm sure, is because I'm not posting on social media every day. In fact, at this point in time, I rarely post because my focus is on more behind the scenes, improving my life. Improve your life and say nothing. You don't need to explain the steps you're taking. You don't need to post that you had avocado toast for breakfast or you're drinking more water. Just do it. Your results will speak for you. Third, we women have to use our discernment and more often. Discernment is more than judgment. It's listening to your intuition the first time. It's reading between the lines, seeing past the flattery or the fake words, recognizing a person's patterns, and early, not after they've screwed you over for the third and fourth time. Discernment means we're not into trying to win anyone over. Either you like me or you don't. I think I told this story before, but I had gone to private school for elementary school, middle school, but I went to a public school for high school. And I remember getting on the bus and one girl mouthed to the other girl, "I don't like her." Now, mind you, I didn't know any of these people. It was my first time seeing them, actually. And I was like so surprised because I didn't know her. And ironically, the person she mouthed that to, her and I became good friends. But did I try to befriend this person or make her see that I was a good person or cool? No, because I didn't know her. And if a person wants to be that way or view me as a threat without knowing me, they could have their own opinion. Discernment, I think, will protect your peace and will basically allow you to maintain your energy and use it in ways that could benefit you. The fourth thing is you should celebrate your wins, even the small ones. Not every win is going to be a big moment, but that doesn't mean it's not worth celebrating. You lost 2 pounds, celebrate it. You got your driver's license, celebrate. You started playing pickleball or cooking dinner at home instead of eating out, celebrate. Because when you have a habit of celebrating yourself, whether it's big or small, you're more likely to stop depending on other people's validation. Finally, let go of one-sided relationships. You don't have to be dramatic about it. Your goodbye can be quiet. Be demure about it. We're grown women. This is a channel for the grown and sexy. So we're not doing the most when we give people the deuces. Save your energy. Remember, you don't owe anyone your energy, especially if they've shown you that they don't even appreciate it to begin with. Save your energy for the people that actually like you. When a woman likes herself, I think that she's better able to choose people who also like her, whether it's a friendship, boyfriends, husbands. I'm thinking of this lady I follow on IG, and she used to say, "I want a husband, but not like the ones y'all have," because she was married before, and she knew what it was like in the end when a man shows you he doesn't like you. Life is hard when you're around people who don't like you. So clear the space for the people who do. Like this woman is married now to a doctor, but it's just easier whether it's a spouse, your friends, whoever's in your space, when you align with your tribe or align with a tribe of people who actually like you. You want joy in your life. You want real relationships because life is real. Life is not reality TV. As much as people look at reality TV, life isn't a performance. So cut off the fake people, even if it means, some solo dates or listening to a playlist by yourself for a while. You're not here to prove your worth to anyone, especially not to people who can't see it or do see it, but don't want you to. They don't have to like you. You have to like you. Thank you for watching today's video. Remember to share this video with a friend who it might help. And please tap the like button and subscribe to this growing community.